now listening to Retro Station, a retro game podcast. Maybe if they're willing to play these 9 games for our entertainment, they've actually earned a little respect. Nah.
Hi, welcome to Retro Station, a retro game podcast. I'm David.
I'm Hilary.
And I'm Steven.
And today we're going to be talking about the 9 worst rated games on the NES, according to ChatGPT, because Metacritic doesn't actually have that laid out. So it kind of compiled from lists of a lot of people. So there may be stuff you disagree with and probably some that you do agree with, I would assume, but that's what we've got. And I feel like I need to go to therapy.
I'm very glad that next week we have the top rated to pick from.
Yeah, we can't get a bad game next week. So thank God for that. Do you guys have any news, hear anything interesting going on?
News? I think we talked about it last week. Kind of the Nintendo Direct.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I haven't heard much anything else news-wise.
Yeah, I know. I keep waiting for more to come. Oh, what about, I didn't see this, but you might have been following it closer. Did they give any details on the new Suikoden game, the weird mobile one?
Oh, I did not watch I sent it to you guys and then I did not watch it. Yes, they did release a trailer in regards to the mobile Suikoden game. It's called Starleap. I'm definitely going to download it just to get those numbers in, because I assume they're going to look at numbers in regards to downloads and numbers in regards to gameplay time. So I'll probably put some time in it. I'm not super excited. I'm not a huge mobile player, because I have the Switch and I have a Steam Deck. So if I want to play on the move, I have something to pick up and play. So I usually reserve my phone for phone things.
Right.
So, and it just seems strange to have a whole like battle system menu and that type of game, like such a massive game, I assume, on such a small device.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure I'll download it and give it a try too, because I actually do like mobile games, but like the mobile games I like are like agile mobile games where they're just a real quick
puzzler,
pick up and play for 5-10 minutes and then move on. So,
but I'm definitely going to put numbers in it, because I'm assuming that's what they're going to be looking for to make their next console game, and I really want a new Suikoden game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to support it.
My only fear about it, and I don't know if it's because I don't think I saw the video, but I don't know if it's structured the same way, but it's, since usually you have to get like 108 people, I'm worried you'll get to the first one and be like, oh, do you want to recruit them? Yes, I do. That'll be $1.99. That's my only worry about that. I hope it's not that way. And look, if it's a good game, I don't mind throwing some money their way, but if it's like you have to pay money to progress, hate that. I hope it's not like that.
Yeah, I have different feelings about that too. I really hope that if it is 108 stars, like the Suikoden games, because it was the Suikoden main, that none of those are behind gacha. If there's extra characters, maybe if they introduce like previous people and they're not part of your original 108, I'd understand that maybe. Right. Or if there's obviously outfits, people love outfits, people pay for those for some reason.
Yeah.
One thing about mobile games too is like the energy system. Mm-hmm. So if like different chapters of the games maybe are behind a gacha wall, I don't mind like waiting.
Right.
Like if it's like, oh, you got to wait 24 hours to progress.
Right.
That's whatever. But if it's like you got to pay to progress.
I think it's going to depend on if the game costs money up front or if it's a free download, but then there's in-app purchases. That makes a big difference.
Right.
Another thing that I noticed in some games where like you have multiple characters that you're playing as, you'll have like a VIP pass for the month that lets you play with like an extra 1 or 2 characters, where normally you don't play like normally you might play with 2 characters, but if you get the VIP pass for the month, then you get a 3rd or 4th character to play with.
Yeah, I want to say it's a free download.
Yeah, how would you guys feel about it if it were?
Because I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, if it was, just like a full regular game, but it had ads, but you could pay if you didn't want ads. Would you be all right
That's
with
a
that?
very common thing.
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what I was
mobile
thinking. Is that
games,
might
so-
be.
Yeah.
I actually would be okay with that. I don't mind. I can put down my phone for a few minutes while it's telling me about Royal Kingdom or whatever, whatever the thing is now. I don't love it, but as long as it's not in the middle of a really emotional cinematic, that would suck. But I can deal with it.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that I'm also kind of afraid that it will be good and it will not be ported over to a console.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys do have cell phones, right?
Yes. Wasn't that the Diablo thing?
Yes.
The fucking-
Just had to put that in
yeah, like I tell me if I'm wrong. Like, so they announced their Diablo mobile game, and everyone thought it was going to be like an actual regular game.
It was right between. It was right after 3 and not. It wasn't 4.
Yeah.
If I recall.
And so when they announced it was a mobile game, everyone was like booing or audibly upset, and the guy's like, "You guys have cell phones, right?" Like, good move, buddy. Like
Yeah.
that, which only pissed everyone off more.
Yeah.
So awesome job.
But I do know that the pictures that I have seen, there are previous characters. I've seen, I'm going to be ridiculed by Suikoden fans everywhere, even though I've beaten the first 3 games. The
Cloud, right? He's a code, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking the
Thank you.
heat off you.
But the sergeant, the duck sergeant guy,
Oh, yeah.
he looks like he's in there, or at least his race is in there. And then the 3 pirates from the first one, Anji and his other 2 guys, they looked like they were in there. But it does seem like you're going back and forth through time, the Star Leap.
Okay.
So that's probably why we're seeing a bunch of
sense.
different people.
Right on. Well, yeah, I'll definitely download it. We'll see, how much I play. Who knows? But I agree with you. I would love for them to come out with a new one at some point on the actual regular systems or PC or whatever. So maybe. You got any news, Hal?
Not gaming related.
Okay.
Now, we did have 9 games that we
Yeah.
played. Did you
Yes.
have any time to play anything other than those 9
I did
games?
not.
I did. After last week, doing D-Force, which was a terrible shooter, I decided, okay, I need to get the taste of this particular D-Force out of my mouth. And so I got a bullet hell shooter, or I decided to play a bullet hell shooter on the PC. And I didn't know much about it other than the people who made it had a good track record of earlier ones. And so this one's called Sisters Royale, 5 Sisters Under Fire. And it has a very progressive storyline where these 5 sisters all are in love with the same prince. And so they're fighting over him. The people thought that they were coming to save them, but they really came to fight over the prince. So each character has their own level. You have to go through and defeat your sister. And eventually you have to defeat the prince too, because why not? And then you actually do fight the big bad guy of the realm. And they make little snarky comments at each other. So there's more story by far than you usually get in a shooter. That being said, 5 women fighting over a guy it's maybe not like the best,
Impressive.
yeah, probably not. But it is a fun game.
What is this for?
It's okay. So it's on PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox, and Xbox One. So I played the PC one. It's actually really good. The graphics are fantastic. Your characters, they're not in ships. They're just running around, but the way they move is pretty much like they were in a little spaceship or something. But one of the characters has an ice level, and so there are areas of the floor that are icy. So if you're running across those, you'll actually slide when you try to stop, which is tough in a bullet hell game with a lot of mass amounts of bullets on the screen. And I was listening to a podcast, I think it might have been Retro Warriors, but I'm not sure, and they were talking about bullet hell shooters, and they said something that I think is right, where the skill set you need for a regular shooter game versus a bullet hell shooter game are not actually the same, and the bullet hell shooters are more pattern recognition, because you're seeing all these bullets, and obviously they're not making it impossible, so you have to see how things are going to weave together and form patterns so that you can find your way through. And one thing I realized while playing this game is I wasn't looking at my person. I was looking above my person to see where the bullets were moving and how they were going to split up and where they were going to open, because I knew where I was. So that let me actually kind of get ahead of it and see what was coming. But it's kind of weird when I realized that. I'm like, I'm not looking at my ship in this thing that's full of bullets coming at me. But it was a cool game. It's very easy to beat on easy. I need to go through and try the harder levels where the patterns, I guess, of the bullets all change up. So you can't just memorize a boss's pattern and then up the difficulty and still expect to have the same thing you're up against. So I did that, and then also I played more of the Doki Doki Literature Club, which again is the dating sim, a visual novel, but actually it's a horror game. And last time we talked, I'd only seen the dating sim parts. And I'm not going to say anything specific that happens because it's very hard to talk too much about this game without giving spoilers. But when the hammer drops in this game, it drops fucking hard. And it knocks you off guard. And then it really starts messing with you. I want to see what happens because it's going insane. And I have so much stuff to do, but it's almost like I can hear this goddamn game calling me like, come on, David, don't you want to exchange poetry just one more time? Don't you want to get through one more day and see what happens? We have a festival coming up. I know you want to see the festival, David. I'm not playing this game. It's playing with me. It is. Fuck. And I'm not even far into when it gets crazy. It's gonna get worse. And I tell you, it threw me off kilter. And when I think about it, it still throws me off. And this, I knew going in what this was. And still, it's messing with me. And it throws up subliminal messages at you. Like you can see that the words flash, but you can't read them that fast. It's doing things. It's showing you pictures really fast that you can't really see, but you know it just happened. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think I need to see someone. No, but it's not going to be up everyone's alley. Obviously, it's a very strange concept, but fantastic. Really fantastic. If this keeps up, I will be in an asylum, but it could be like one of my favorite games I played this year. Possibly. It's great. What about you, Steve?
I don't know if I can follow that. So I did have time to play other games, mainly because I made time. Otherwise, I would go insane playing the 9 worst rated games for the NES.
Yeah, I did take little breaks to do my little mobile games. But
Yeah. I played Ninja Turtles 3. I think it was called the Manhattan something.
Manhattan Project?
Manhattan Project.
What was that one? Is that
The NES, yeah. So I did a few levels in that just to kick back. I did Yo Noid, which was not on the bottom 9.
Should it have been?
Good job, Ryan. Proud of you.
No, I think it's pretty good.
Okay. Just the way you said it. I'm like,
Yeah.
huh.
Well, I think David was talking about. I think he was talking about it in a derogatory way.
I would
previously.
never. It may have been Domino's Pizza I was talking about. That seems more likely. No, just kidding. I don't know. Yeah.
And then, of course, the game that's had a hold on me is Baldur's Gate 3. I've been really trying to get my party correct. And I just can't wrap my head around wizards or sorcerers. They're just not my jam. So I'm taking the main... I took the guy, the main wizard guy, and I made him a druid, which would be my second druid in the group, not including the bear.
Yeah.
But apparently there's probably more druids, but...
When you're with those 2 druids, do you sometimes include the bear, though? I'm just curious.
No, I've never gone down the bear path.
Okay.
But my other druid is more like a necromantic druid. So I wanted a shape-shifting druid. So I just recently changed him, and I'm level 6. So I recently changed him. He can go into owlbear form.
Nice.
And I go, and I wanted to play a first encounter before I came over here. And have you ever heard of new model syndrome in like Warhammer? Are you familiar with
I
that
can
term?
guess what it is, but I'm not sure if I am right.
All right. So like when you first paint up a model, put it on the table, and then he like dies right away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I walk up to this encounter. I won't spoil the encounter, but I have 2 of the main characters that were in the talking points for this dialogue. They're like right next to the bad guys. I have my kind of ranged components like on the sides, and then I have this guy right in the middle, so plenty of targets, and this fucker disengages from the 2 targets right in front of me runs over, and of course, because I'm using all 7 characters, I have a mod to like make the enemies harder,
Right.
so that it's not just a walk in the park for
Right.
me having more characters, and proceeds to like knock him down, and then just pump bullets or bolts into his body because they get like 4 attacks or something ridiculous. And I'm like, the poor guy is just lying there. Like, I just made him. I wanted to try him out for this specific encounter.
Oh my god.
And he just gets laid out like, for a second.
I wish I could have seen your expression because it must have been pretty special.
I did have another hilarious encounter where the rogue goes up to a locked chest, and occasionally they have like non-scripted dialogue. It's just like random chatter.
Right.
And so sometimes he says like, "Oh, I hope there's no traps," or "This should be good," or stuff like that. He goes, "Oh, this will be easy," and then just rolls a nat 1. And I'm like, dude.
That's brilliant. I love in that game that you see the dice rolls.
Yeah.
I think that's really fun. I totally dig that.
Yeah. The difference between Baldur's Gate 3 and D&D is nat 1s and are auto fails, and nat 20s are auto successes for non-combat related things as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it does make it a little frustrating. I think there's a mod that you can change that, but sometimes
great.
you roll 1s.
Sometimes it happens.
Still not the worst game.
No, I think that's probably far from the worst game. Really far. Are we ready to talk about some of these?
Speaking of worst games.
Yeah. I'm just going to real quick go down the list and remind people what they are, and then we'll go into more detail. So we had Dr. Jekyl and Mr. Hyde, Mickey Mousecapade, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, Deadly Towers, Hydlide, Where's Waldo, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, Friday the 13th, and The Uncanny X-Men. Whew. Do we want to start with Dr. Jekyll?
Why not?
I mean...
We're going to be covering all of them, so...
Ah, jeez.
It is classified as a game.
Does one of you want to start with this thing?
So, according to How Long to Beat, the main story for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is about 1.5 hours, and to get full complete is 2.5 hours. Probably played like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's actually...
so it's a weird game because from what I gathered from it, you are Dr. Jekyll, and you're walking through town from left to right.
Yeah.
And you are doing the walking. So you can walk back and forth. And there are random townspeople that'll walk by you and do nothing. There is an asshole in a pink suit that will drop a bomb. Like, what the hell did you do to these people? Why are they attacking you? You're the normal guy.
Yeah.
No wonder you turn into Hyde.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of the whole, or part of the point of the game is to, like, basically manage your stress level.
It's like life.
Walking through this town that everybody hates you. And then there's an annoying, like, opera singer.
Was it an opera singer?
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far either. Was that the boss or something?
No, but like she's in a few times, and like when she's singing, like there's like music notes that you have to like bounce around and try not get hit by the music notes.
God, how'd you get that far?
So yeah, it's an interesting game because like when you're Dr. Jekyll, you have a cane, but you're not actually supposed to use your cane.
Doesn't matter if you do.
Like, you can swat away bees with it, but that's about it. And so it's...
Yeah, I tried swatting away. Like, once I figured out who were the bad guys, I tried swatting them and didn't do nothing. But what I found was interesting. So, there are so the first level is you're walking through town. There's a guy in a pink suit who will drop a bomb. Mm-hmm. There are kids that will come up and do something. I couldn't really tell what they were doing. There is a cat who will walk normally, but if someone drops a bomb while you're there, then he gets scared and jumps. Yeah. And then there's a dog who will charge at you, turn around and come back, turn around and then go.
I hate that dog.
Or if he hits you the first time, he'll just go.
There's spiders.
Nope, there's no spiders. We did not make it that far. Are they in the graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I did see.
But tell me if I'm wrong. You can't hit those with your. You can hit them with your cane, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I think it's just the bees that get swallowed away with cane.
I don't understand. Because I'm walking through town, people are just walking along all casually, and suddenly with no tells whatsoever, they'll just bolt through me and damage me. And these little shithead kids, I don't know if they're like hitting me with a slingshot or if they have guns. I'll try to beat those children with my stick and they will die. If I hit a kid with a stick enough times, that should be it. I cannot beat these children enough.
So, fun fact.
Don't isolate that. Yeah.
Fun fact. If you just push forward and jump when you're supposed to jump, you'll never get hit. You will outrun the bombs.
Yeah.
You'll outrun the kids. You jump over the cat when you're supposed to. You jump over the dog when you're supposed to. You make it to the second level.
Yeah, as you get farther in, though, there's, like, in the graveyard, there's grave diggers that throw dirt at you. That's where I died. Yeah. That's really hard to...
Died.
Yeah, that's really hard to get past. Like,
wait, am I thinking of the right game, or is this the game, the kind of where the birds shit, like, perfect, actual, like, coiled up piles of poop down on you? Like, over and over?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the graveyard part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, so you're dodging that, and you're dodging the grave diggers just throwing dirt everywhere.
Yeah. Wait, so you said if you walk forward, but what do you... I swear to God, maybe I just don't have the reflexes, but they'll be walking, they're normal. They're walking normal, and suddenly just zoom, like, so fast at me. I don't have time to even react. I don't even know.
Never did anything.
They hated me more than you. I don't know why.
So, but that's only half the game.
Yeah.
The other half is when you do get, I guess, stressed out.
Yeah.
Or die or whatever.
Yeah, it's the stress meter.
Yeah. Then you'll turn into Hyde, and you'll be walking from right to left, and it auto walks for you. You can walk forward and backwards, but it's I don't know what that term is.
It's just constantly scrolling.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can't.
Constant scroll. So.
Yeah, and then but you can punch, and you have
They call it
brains that are hopping at you. If you ever played Baldur's Gate 3, friend, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's I think there's a zombie where the punch will actually be effective, but the brains, like, you have to use I think they call it the psycho wave.
You can punch the brains. You just have to be precise.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
be so perfect. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, but I don't think the punching really does anything because, like, what the idea is that you use the psycho wave to destroy the monsters when you're Hyde, and that will refill your stress meter.
What button was that?
You have to press up and B.
I didn't know anything until she told me.
Because there's 2 buttons on the NES.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
one jumped and one punched.
Right?
yeah. But yeah, if you do up and then B, then that does the psycho wave, and it's kind of like a boomerang where, like, if it hits the bad guy, it'll come right back to you, but if it doesn't, it does like a weird circle thing around the screen until it gets back to you.
It's not precise, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
So if you make it a certain distance as Hyde, do you turn back into Dr. Jekyll? Never made it that far.
Yeah, that
Always died on Hyde.
It might as well have been like a prolonged game over screen for me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when, like, the newer Namco games, you can play a little game at first when it's loading. It's like that. It's loading the game over screen, and I get to play a little stupid game where I'm trying to punch brains.
I assume you try not to get hit and your stress lowers.
Yeah.
But I don't know where these things came from. They're obviously a figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
Those are probably the kids.
I can hope, because I killed some of them. Those little bastards.
But I think this game, out of all 9, was probably like a middle of the road for me. It had a purpose. Like, I knew where to go. Mind you, I wasn't really good at it. And I guess didn't know all the moves.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a middle of the road. It wasn't the best of these 9 for me, and it wasn't the worst.
It was among the worst for me. It was probably bottom 2 or 3 for sure. It's not the bottom, but it's way down there. It might be my second least favorite. He moves so slow, and I just feel like once you become Hyde, forget it. Like, there's no... and I'm sure you can get good at this, but I don't want to.
I'll have to go back and try that.
It helps. It makes it better, but I don't want to do this ever again.
Yeah. Out of them, like, it's just a little bit above middle ground for me. Probably like 4. So I probably was able to play it the one of the longest gameplays. Some of them I just could not get past like a few minutes. So I was able to play at least a decent amount of this one. Didn't necessarily enjoy playing those minutes that I played it, but like I could at least see more potential in this game than some of the other ones.
Yeah, the graphics were really bad though.
Yeah,
a little rough. Yeah,
there's definitely and I don't know if you have like the dates or anything.
It came out in 1988.
Okay,
that's what.
I'm definitely curious to hear the dates on these ones, because I think there was definitely a large range in graphics, with this being one of the worst.
Yeah. I will say I agree, it looked terrible. I appreciated that when you're walking through the town, there's some houses that are like in the background. It wasn't just like a row of houses all like perfectly in a row, which is, I guess, a nice touch, but it didn't look good. I mean, they attempted something, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Just like for me, a quick thing on this, like when he was jumping, instead of it reminding me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it was, if you're a true crime fan, it reminded me more of Spring Hill Jack. And so then I wanted it to become a Spring Hill Jack game.
Yeah, this game should have a sequel right away.
Like, get rid of the Hyde part and just make it a Spring Hill Jack game. And
it's getting more confusing. Oh, God. Okay, so if you want this game, I mean, Steven made it. That's cool. If you just get the cartridge alone, it is $21. If you want it complete with box instructions, that's $82. If you want it, sealed up, brand new, $226.
None of those price points.
It's probably super expensive because it wasn't a popular game.
Yeah. If you pay me $21, I'll play it again. That's about it. So moving on, we have Mickey Mousecapade, which was released in 1988 it was developed by Hudson Soft, but it was published by Capcom, and I'm very disappointed.
What, do you want the X-Men one to be done by Capcom?
No, I don't want none of these. Not a single one of these games should have been released.
There's a surprise.
The next one upsets
up.
me. The next one upsets me too. But do you want to talk about Mickey first?
Sure. So in this game, you're playing as Mickey and Minnie. When you move, you're moving both characters at the same time. There are some times where you can get it so that Mickey climbs up the ladder and Minnie stays on the floor. The bad guys that move don't hurt Minnie, but if you make a jump, you gotta make sure that she makes the jump too, because if she falls into the pit, then you die. The first level is interesting because there's 2 treasure chests that you can unlock stars in, but it's randomized, and sometimes instead of getting a star, you get a bird. So there's a chance that, like, when you get the first star, Mickey gets the stars and can throw stars at the enemy. There's another treasure chest that you can get, and if you get a star, then Minnie can also throw stars. But there's a chance that you might get a bird, and so then you don't get stars to throw at your enemies.
What? This never happened to me.
Never happened to me. You're playing it.
This is literally the game giving you the bird.
Yeah.
What did the bird do?
It basically just attacked you and flew away.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you got nothing. And
that
so,
never happened to me.
Oh, there's another game coming up where you get nothing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Wow.
I do have the How Long to Beat for Mickey Mousecapades. If you were just to run through the main story, 58 minutes. If you wanted to, I guess, collect every treasure chest that is not required, it says it takes 2 hours. I don't understand how... From the levels that I did play, I don't understand how a whole extra hour.
Yeah, that seems weird.
Maybe in the later levels.
Yeah. Since I didn't get very far in pretty much all the games, I did watch some like playthroughs on, I think, all the games, but at least most of them. And the playthrough that I saw on this one, they did say that this game has... I couldn't figure out, and maybe it's because we were playing on an emulator, and so it didn't do that. But on the original cartridge game, there's actually a cheat where, like, when you're on the home screen, you can hit one of the directional pads and hit select. And then after you do the first level, instead of going to the ocean, you can go to one of the other levels instead.
Oh, thank God.
And so you can kind of skip through the game faster that way.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I thought the first level, once you get a handle on the controls, I didn't think it was too bad. I didn't have this issue with the burden. I don't know how you'd beat the boss if you don't have stars, because you have to hit the boss.
I think you might get stars the first time. So I think Mickey might always have stars, but it's randomized whether Minnie gets stars or not.
Because I didn't think the first level was too bad. It was really hard to dodge the boss's attacks, and I don't know if that's just me not getting the patterns down, or if it really is. It just seemed like, because
they just spray them out there.
Yeah, it's coming so fast. Like, I don't know how you would do it. But I was okay with that. And then the second level, the ocean level, wow, that was a massive jump in difficulty. Insane. So it's coming at you from below, from the side, from above. Goddamn. Like, I was like, you know what? No. I was kind of thinking this one is okay. And then I got to that level. I was like, this would be insane as a last level.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Pretty wild, because the wave comes out. And then not only does that, because you want to jump over it, that's the only way you can really avoid it.
Yeah.
Jellyfish goes bloop.
Yeah. And then you have a bird diving down at you too.
Yeah.
Did you make it past the ocean?
I didn't make it past the ocean either.
Mm-hmm.
I think about halfway through the ocean. I think. I don't know for sure. But
So I made it through the ocean, and I would say of the 3 levels that I made it through, the first one was probably the hardest in a weird way.
Really? Oh.
And it was mainly because it was tedious.
It is tedious.
You do have to go through, you have to like go up and around and then down, and you have to get a key to unlock one door, to get a key to go all the way back to the beginning, to unlock the second door, which is the exit. But every time you go back into a room, they respawn.
Mm-hmm.
The spiders, you could not shoot them until you got close enough and they would drop down.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could shoot them. The broomsticks had a weird hitbox.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was not the broom, it was the stick. So you had to like half jump and shoot. Yeah. The birds were pretty easy as long as they were on the other side of the screen when you came in. And then you just jump and shoot. You shot out the lights to get cake.
Yeah.
To heal yourself.
Of course.
That's weird.
Obviously.
You could not kill the blue jumpy things. You just had to go under them.
No, you could kill them.
Could not kill the blue jumpy things.
They were difficult to kill, but you could kill them.
I don't think you could. You also got a bird, so I don't know what you're were there any other there's a cat that was easy.
Yeah.
The chair was easy.
There's 2 cats. There was the normal cats, and then there was like a bigger cat.
I'm not talking about the boss.
Well, that wasn't a boss.
The mini boss.
Yeah, mini boss.
Yeah.
That one did not respawn if you got rid of it, though. So
you could shoot the. I don't know if you saw this. You could shoot the boat in the pictures.
I noticed there were some things that I could just shoot. I can't remember if I did the boat or not. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but
there's a few shutters that you're supposed to be able to open. Mm-hmm. I shot it so many times and it still wouldn't open.
Shoot it a lot. I got it, and there was an extra life in there.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You just have to hit it like 862 times.
Yeah.
I didn't count, but it seems like it was about.
I finally just gave up. I'm like,
that's reasonable.
Like I'll just.
But
keep going.
So when they would respawn, there was one time where the blue jumpy guy was at the top of a ladder, which was awesome.
Yeah.
You couldn't. I would try to jump. You can't jump while you're on a ladder. I think you mentioned it. If you pushed up when Minnie was on a ladder, she would just go up.
Yeah.
So there was one time where I was on a different floor than she was. Mm-hmm. That was awkward. So that one was one of the harder ones for me. The second level, it was annoying, but if you figured out the patterns, you could get past it. The third level, I went through it, and you have pink trees. And you're going, and then there's a hole in the tree. And if you go through the hole, you go back to start. And then if you go, and you go all the way around back to start, so it's a big loop. If you go in the second hole, then you go to green trees. And then after the green trees, there's brown trees.
Great.
And after the brown trees, there's white trees. So I realized after I made it to the brown trees on accident. And then I went through the wrong hole and I was back to pink trees. So if you mess up in the maze, you go all the way back to the beginning. I said, oh, fuck, this is a maze. So I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the second hole for the first to get from spring to summer. It's the second hole from summer to fall. It's neither of the holes. For if you go through one hole, you go back to spring. If you go through the other hole, you go back to summer. You have to go after a jump. You have to just be shooting at the right time at a tree, and it'll open a mystery hole to get to winter. But I had to get that far after I figured out, like, you know, to look up because it was a maze, and I wasn't going to figure it out by myself. I didn't want to put that much time in these games.
God, why?
When I jumped over, I got almost to the mystery part. A little mini boss came out with throwing rocks. I jumped back to dodge it, and all of a sudden I died, and I was like, what the hell? And Minnie had jumped off the cliff.
Yeah.
Which is what I felt like doing.
The other thing that was annoying is that, like, when you got hit by a boss, your character would kind of jump back a little bit. And so, like, if you were, like, in the first one, like, it would bounce me back into, there's, like, one room where it would bounce me back into a different room. And that drove me nuts. On the ocean level, it knocked me into the ocean a couple times. And
yeah. All right, well,
I will point out that this game and the last game were both in 1988, and the Mickey Mousecapades had much better graphics.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Hudson Soft is a good company. Capcom is a very good company, but it's Disney, so they like having insanely difficult games, even back then, apparently.
This was my favorite out of all of them.
Was it? It's upper middle for me.
There's one or two for me, so might be my favorite. I'm not sure.
I think it's a combination of the graphics were decent.
Yeah.
The gameplay was doable.
Yeah.
I made it fairly far. I could see myself, if I wanted to put the time in, I could see myself beating or getting close to beating this game.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Which I can't say about some of the others.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so if you want a copy of Mickey Mousecapade, the cartridge alone is $8. If you want it complete in box, it's $36. If you want it brand spanking new, it's $305. Don't do that.
$8 is
yeah,
bad.
$8 is.
I don't love it, but if I was trying to have a collection, I'd do $8 for that. I guess it's okay. I mean,
I thought it was going to be more being a Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not actually, but yeah, there you have it.
There might be more copies out because it was Disney.
The adults might not have been too into Mickey Mousecapade, but let's see what the kids thought of it.
All right, so we're here with our Kids Corner, and we subjected you to play one of the 9 worst Nintendo Entertainment System games. But have you guys played anything else this week, Vinny?
Yes, I played Cuphead.
Oh, okay.
And I got some more progression in Splatoon 3.
Nice. What about you, Matt? Have you played any other games this week?
Probably just Cookie Run Kingdom and Dandy's World.
Nice.
Because I don't know what to play.
So what's the other game you played?
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Oh, yeah. That one looks pretty cool. I have not played that, but... Okay. So you had 9 games to pick from. Let's start with you, Maddie. Maddie, what game did you play?
Mickey Mousecapade.
Okay. So what did you like about that game?
Epic thinking.
It's hard to come up with something for some of these.
Yeah, no.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
You can say that you liked nothing if you liked nothing about it. That's okay, too. Did you like that you had Mickey and Minnie? Or like the enemies that you fought? Anything like that? Yeah. You fought some furniture, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. And...
Fought a cat.
Yeah, there's cats, too. Which I guess kind of makes sense, but the mice or Mickey and Minnie are bigger than cats, which is sort of weird.
Figaro's a cat. Minnie's cat.
Oh, yeah.
Minnie's a mouse.
Oh my gosh, this is getting complicated.
Minnie's a mouse.
Hey, right? I know, but why are the cat? Anyway, so what did you not like about it? What did you dislike? Did you not like how hard it was, or like the graphics,
I
or
controlled both Mickey and Minnie at the same time.
yeah, or anything like that?
Awesome thinking.
You want me to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Vinny, what game did you play?
I played the same game.
All right. What did you like about it?
I liked that you had to like grab a key and then you had to go all the way back. And I actually made it past the first level.
Nice. Good job. What did you not like about it, though?
I didn't like that you had to jump to kill the brooms.
Oh, yeah.
And I also didn't like that the entire second level.
Yeah, I get that entirely. Sorry.
And also, my dad also said that if you die, if you like lose Minnie, you also die.
Yeah, that is true. Matt, did you think of anything you didn't like?
I didn't really like how when you go into a room and then go back into the previous room, like the monsters would regenerate.
Yeah, they come back fast, man. It's not
Because
fair.
like sometimes like some are hard to attack.
That's true.
Yeah.
Arr.
I kind of like that.
Oh, did you? you like to fight nonstop. So, Maddie, would you recommend this game to somebody else?
Yes.
You would. Okay. What about you, Vinny?
I would also recommend this game to everybody else.
All right. Fair enough. So you guys don't agree then that this should be considered one of the worst games on the original Nintendo? You think it's better than that?
Yeah, it should be like probably it was like really good. I don't think it should be the worst.
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. So thank you guys. Really appreciate your input, and maybe some people will take your advice. You never know.
And I would also keep playing
I'm
it.
out of here.
The next one is Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, which was published by Konami. This is the second of 3 Castlevania games on the NES. And they tried something new with this one. If you play the first Castlevania, it's pretty much normal level based. You go through a level, you fight a boss. You go to the next level, you fight a boss, etc. This one, they tried to have like a village where you go around and talk to people, and they'd give you clues on to where to go. But I don't know if it's bad translation or they were trying to make it talk in riddles, or more likely both. But a lot of the clues don't make a lot of sense. And to add to that, some of those people are actually lying. So whatever they're saying is bullshit. So if you follow it, it's not going to help you. And so unless you have a guide, I feel like you just wander around blindly and hope for the best. I thought the parts where you're running around hitting things with a whip were mostly okay. Pretty Castlevania.
Yeah. The issue that I had with this is that it wasn't super, like, I felt like a lot of games back then, it was at least kind of obvious which direction you were supposed to go. This game, it's not at all. And so it's really easy to go in the very hard direction and just get stomped. And then the other issue that I had with this game is there's not really a lot of like, I haven't played the Castlevania games myself, so this was my first time playing it. So some of it might just be a matter of not knowing how these games play. But like, I didn't realize that hearts were your currency. I didn't know how you got more hearts for a long time. And so like, it might be one of those things where if you had the manual, some of it would make more sense. But like, if you're just jumping in and playing it, it's a very confusing game. There's a couple other things that I picked up on watching some of the walkthroughs, but I'll let you.
Yeah, so the hearts were confusing because I don't play a lot of Castlevania games. I did look it up, and apparently it's a thing that the hearts are currency in Castlevania games.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, I'm getting low on health, pick up these hearts, and nothing's happening. Apparently you have to go back to a church, which is in the first town.
I think there's one in each town.
I couldn't find it in the second town then, because I don't know. But so the first town, there's definitely a church. I found that one. And then I was talking to everybody, and there's nobody tells you that some of them are bullshitting you.
Yeah.
And one of the first guys I talked to is like, you need to buy a white crystal.
So in this game, you have to have certain colored crystals in order for the mansion to appear, for you to be able to get to the mansion. So you do actually have to have that white crystal in order to get to the first mansion to get Dracula's rib cage or whatever it is that you collect there. The end of the first Castlevania, you kill Dracula, but he puts a curse on you. And so this one, you have to collect 4 or 5 pieces of Dracula's body and then burn them all at once to regenerate Dracula and then kill him again to break your curse. There's 3 endings to this game.
There's 4. I turned it off.
So and it depends on how many days it takes you to defeat the game and how many in-game days it takes for you to defeat the game for what ending you get.
Yeah, because it does have a day-night cycle, and the problem is at night the church is not a church anymore. It's I don't know what it.
I don't think any of the insides are insides.
No, so
and all the people are ghouls.
Yeah,
and
it's a really bad night to have a curse.
God, I love the translation in this game. It's amazing.
So, so they told me to get a white crystal. I got a white crystal. And I went through the forest, through the river, all the way to Grandma's house. And I made it to another town. And then there was, every opening that I went into was just an empty corridor. And I talked to people. And one guy was like, you give me a blue crystal and I'll give you a white crystal. I'm like, I already got a white crystal. He's like, I know, I don't want it. I'm like, cool. Thanks. I never saw a blue crystal.
I think once you get through the first mansion, he trades you for a blue. He'll trade the white crystal for the blue crystal. So I think because you didn't get through to the white, you still needed the white crystal. He was messing with you.
Jesus fucking
where was the mansion?
It was past that town.
I couldn't get past the town.
So,
I got to some kind of mansion, or I guess maybe that was that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was a wall. I couldn't get over.
Did you get holy water?
Why would I get holy water?
Do you see how ridiculous this got here?
Yeah.
Listen, by the way,
I only saw it to purchase. Maybe I did see purchase holy water. I don't know. There was in the first town. There was 2 people selling something, so I made it all the way to the second town. Nobody helped me there. I went all the way back to the first town. Someone wanted to sell me a thorn whip that I could not afford, and I was like, "Well, maybe because I can go back, maybe I can go the other way."
Yeah, that one.
Just got raffle stomped into the ground by whatever those things were.
Yeah, I guess
Apparently you probably need a thorn whip for them.
I think there's some part where you have to have the red crystal and you have to kneel by a cliff for like some length of time, and like
there's a very specific spot.
That?
There's a very specific spot you have to kneel at, and you have to kneel there for 5 to 10 seconds. And so it's one of those things where it's like, be like, kneel, nope, kneel, nope.
All right, so look,
how far did you guys make it? Did you guys complete like a castle?
No, I got partway through the castle, and then I kept falling through floors.
You made it to a castle,
and then I was like, "Screw this, I'm done." Yeah.
So you made it to a castle.
Yeah.
I watched a full walkthrough, so that's how I know some of.
Some of so you have to have.
But,
I think the complete lack of direction that the game gives you is why it's on this list.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the graphics were okay. The fighting was the fighting you could do your whip straightforward. The enemy could come down. The spiders could shoot diagonal. The dragon things could like shoot diagonal, but your whip went straight. And
that's about it.
Yeah, you could like crouch and whip forward, but
it's always forward though.
Yeah.
So my understanding, and I was going to look into it, but I just didn't have time, is that there are ROM hacks out there where they change the things that people say into stuff that makes sense, so they actually give you useful advice, which probably makes this game a lot better. But this has got to be the worst Castlevania game. I've heard the first Game Boy one's really bad, so I don't know how it compares to that, but I'm betting it's at least reasonably playable. I don't think this one is. If
this was my first Castlevania game, which I don't play a lot of Castlevania games, but I know of them and I know the following of them.
Yeah.
But if I came in and this was my first Castlevania game, I would not touch the series.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I know that the series is good, so like more than willing to try the other ones, but like this was my introduction to Castlevania games, playing them. So I was just like, oh man, like I can imagine back then having that be my introduction.
I mean, a lot of them are difficult and some are better than others, but they are all way better than this one.
You said the very first one was the traditional go through boss.
And I think the third one is, I haven't played that one very much, so I'm not as sure what the structure of that is, but it's not like this one, for sure.
So, like I said, there's 3 different endings. 2 of them are kind of weird because it kind of still has the same ending. But if you can beat the game in 7 game days, then you get a good ending where...
Is it based on how much you walk, or... What is it time based?
Yeah, like it basically, so like because it has day and night in here, your first day is day 1 and then night and then it goes into day 2. If like you're just life. Yeah, it's like you basically have to kind of know
But I mean, did you find out if it's like every 10 minutes it goes to night?
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure. Actually, no, it's not, because time stands still when you're inside a building. So when you're in a castle or the mansion, the time stops. It's only when you're outside that the time goes.
So I feel at work.
Yeah. On the good ending, the curse is lifted and Simon survives. In 8 to 14 days, that's the normal ending. The curse is lifted, but Simon still dies. And then the bad ending is 15 days or more. And I guess you die without lifting the curse.
Well, I mean, if you're dead, why do you care?
Yeah. So the other thing where it's kind of weird with this game, so like there's a max amount of hearts that you can have, which is 256, which is kind of number. Yeah, odd number. You can buy oak stakes in some of the towns or mansions. You can buy more than one, but you can only hold one at a time. Basically, the guy can just swindle you out of more money. And then the last thing I had is that on the very end of the game, there's Dracula's tombstone, and his dates on his tombstone reflects the dates that Vlad the Impaler was in charge.
Interesting.
There you go.
So,
speaking of Vlad the Impaler, if he has $15, you can buy just... You like that segue? You can buy just the cartridge alone. If you wanted it complete, you'd have to spend $80. If he wants it brand spanking new, it'd be $478. Wow.
Don't spend any
money. I just don't. But if you can play it for free just to see the insanity of this, cool. I wouldn't.
You definitely need a guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a guide. I don't think this game is, beyond just random blind luck, I don't think you beat this without a guide at all. Moving on. Oh, God. Okay. We have Deadly Towers, which was released in 1987 from Broderbund and Irem. Steve, you want to start? I think you have strong feelings about this one.
So it says, I don't know where they got this, but it says the main story was 3.5 hours. And it says to complete 100% it is 17 hours.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Is that like killing every single monster, buying every single thing?
Maybe.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are graphics. So I watched a run through of this game before, when I thought we were going to be voting on these. And this was one of the ones that I actually kept on and watched most of it through. So maybe I want to go last if you guys didn't do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I'll go first because I don't have much to say about this one.
Great.
I did not get... This was a really tough one for me. I got through a couple of levels, but this one, it desperately needs a map. And then the graphics are weird. I don't understand why you're throwing daggers at the enemies. Who can carry that many daggers around?
Where do you throw them out of?
You just
definitely out of your crotch.
So this game's a very button mashing game, because also some enemies you can kill with one hit, some you have to do 15, and so this game aggravated my arm, so I just couldn't play it for very long.
Okay, so I was trying to think of what this reminded me of, and imagine taking the best parts of the first Legend of Zelda and the best parts of Dark Souls. Now throw that shit out the window. all those best things, those are gone. But you are a medieval guy who can like shoot a little sword for it, and it's really goddamn hard. So you got that. Actually, despite saying that, of all these, this is the one I liked the most that I would actually maybe go back and play. Because I got reasonably far in it. And I agree that you need a map. Because the first Legend of Zelda had a map of the dungeons, right? I'm not crazy. Am I remembering that correctly?
You unlock the map as you went through it.
So that's bothersome. And then I started to think about the time period this was, okay? And that this was put out by Broderbund, who put out a lot of computer games, like PC games, that sort of thing. And if you played any like the dungeon crawler RPGs back in the time, those did not have any kind of map at all. They wanted you, and the way you did it was you got graph paper and you mapped that shit out yourself. And if you put it in that context, I'm like, you know what? If I get some graph paper, I think I could figure this out. Because I found a shop that I didn't even know I could go that direction and find something. There was a little store in there. That was cool. There's a dragon that I can't beat yet, but I bet I can eventually. And the only problem I have with this is you go in a room and kind of like the Mickey one, the enemies will just spawn there. And sometimes they are right on you. And they'll push you back into the previous room. And then you have to walk through again. And they could be there again. And you can get into this little bit of a cycle where you just keep getting knocked back and forth between this goddamn room you're trying to get into.
And you can get knocked off the whole thing and get a special spiral spin.
Yeah,
some of the sections had like 5 enemies, and they were all different ones.
Yeah.
Floating at different coordinates.
See, I see that as kind of impressive, though, because there weren't a lot of games back in that time where you had just hordes of different enemies on a given level. You had a ton here, and the thing is, once you figure out, most of them have a pattern. They'll go back and forth one way or up and down one way. There's a few that will directly go for you, but once you figure out their pattern, it becomes a lot easier to manage them and figure out how to like survive and just fight them as you go and clear out the level if that's what you want to do, and then you can pick which of the various doors or whatever you want to go through. I'm defending the sucker. I was okay with this one. I really was.
I had an issue with, like, the direction seemed to be almost random. Like, instead of just being up or down, like, sometimes you could go diagonally or throw diagonally. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. And, like, and then, like, sometimes I'm like, that's not the direction I was trying to go, like, or whatever. And
actually, the walkthrough that I watched, a lot of cheesing the boss was standing in a corner and throwing diagonal.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the game was meant for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the graphics were really meant for a side scroller. So like you had what it reminded me of was if you had Zelda 1 where it was more like a top down and you go this way. Then Zelda 2, he was bigger, but it was only like side scrolling.
Right.
This took like the bigger guy and then tried to make it like a, what do they call it, isometric?
Yeah. It's kind of like diagonally downwards-ish.
Yeah, and so it was very hard to understand when you were trying to shoot right or left, if you were on the same plane as the thing, or if they were like, if it was like a flying monster, maybe it would have been on a lower line. But flying, sometimes it looked like they were jumping or maybe rolling back and forth. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But apparently you're supposed to, like, the easiest way is to shoot up because then you'll always hit the thing.
Also, you can only have one of your shots on the screen at a time. So if you're shooting up, you're covering a smaller distance so you can shoot more often.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, but I didn't make it very far. I turned it off. But yeah, apparently shooting diagonal was a way to cheese. I heard it was very tedious that you had to go up a tower, get what you were supposed to get, and then you had to come all the way down back to a central location to like a fire pit or something, and then you had to go all the way back up to the next tower and all the way back down.
Yeah.
So I don't see myself playing this game ever again. It was torturous.
It was definitely
one of the
very low on my list.
Seven.
This is probably the only one that I would go back to for sure. But that's okay.
Your list is so weird.
What?
Mickey low, this high.
Yeah.
No sense.
Me and Steve were definitely on the same page with this game.
Like, you know what? I played a lot of like old tedious PC games, and this is just kind of like, it's just one of those. It's just like a tedious old PC game, which I was used to, wrapped in a console game package. That's what it was. Anyway, so you want this game, the cartridge alone, $8. complete, it's $27. If you want it brand spanking new, it's $211. I would pay $8 for this in a heartbeat.
Pay $8 just to destroy the game.
All right, so mixed opinions on that one. So the next one was Hydlide. This was put out by TNE Soft in 1989. So this is like the most recent one that we talked about thus far. Not the most recent one we have, but the most recent one
up today
so far. So
wait, I got stats.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It says the main storyline was 2.5 if you want to complete 3 hours.
Take the best parts of Zelda. And the most average parts of Zelda.
Take any part of Zelda.
Throw it out the window, except for maybe from a distance. If you're squinting, you're like, is that Zelda? That's what you got.
Yeah.
And it's take all the bad parts of most other games.
I've never seen a game like this.
So
I don't want
something that's interesting about this game, because like I actually watched a video that was like
you watched so many videos. I'm so proud.
I did.
I'm like, I didn't want this much exposure to these
I
games.
watched a video and the video was painful to watch.
Yeah. So the thing that I discovered from the video is I think I actually watched a couple of videos on this one because I watched kind of a little bit of a walkthrough one, and then I watched a bad review one, and then one that was like why this game isn't actually as bad as everybody thinks it is. And part of what they talked about in that is that this game actually originally came out on computer, and it actually came out a full year before Zelda did. And so a lot of things that they put into Zelda actually came from this game. So and this was like the first game to ever try to do action turns instead of turn-based in a role play. And so that's why there's a lot of like weird dynamics in this game.
So this blocked so Zelda could run.
Yes.
So am I right? Okay, so look, at the bottom right corner, it has either like defend or attack.
Or defend.
And so if you hold, I assume, attack, because you're basically running into your enemies to hurt them. You're just smacking yourself into them.
Yeah.
And I assume defend is you just defending against. I don't know.
So when you're attacking, you do attack. You do more damage when you attack, but you also take more damage.
Okay.
When you defend, you can still do a little bit of damage, but you block a lot more. The biggest thing is that like you want to be a shady person and attack your enemies from behind.
Well, that's fair.
But
I was behind on a blob.
Yeah. Basically, you have to like the slimes. You have to like see which direction they're moving, and then try and sneak behind them. But then they will change directions. So it's one of those. And then like some of the things are like it has stuff that can be random, like finding the first fairy is in like a random tree in the forest. So it's in the same grid every time, but the tree it's in is different.
I have no fairies.
So when you
So the whole point of the game is that if you pay attention to the very opening scene, like the start screen, there's a dragon and a princess, and the dragon somehow spits something out at the princess and turns it into 3 fairies. And so the point of the game is to go and find the 3 fairies to make the princess whole again.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's very much like Zelda, where you go to the end of the screen and like the whole screen goes.
Yeah.
And that's annoying, but it's very grindy. And what I watched from the walkthrough is it's very grindy.
Yeah.
You have life, you have experience. I assume you can level up. I never made it.
Yeah,
that
you
far.
do. You level up. If I remember correctly, like sometimes it's hard because I start confusing the games. But if I remember correctly with this game is that like it basically depends in the castles you can level up, or like there are certain monsters that you destroyed that would let you level up.
Well, every monster gave you experience.
Yeah.
Because the person was like grinding slimes.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it felt weird, like the pixels, like it felt like if you were slightly off, you took more damage, and sometimes you didn't.
Yeah.
And the attack defend was very strange. You push start, and you just appear on the screen with slimes around you.
Yeah.
And no direction of where to go.
I know this game has its defenders, and
Doesn't it?
and probably not too many. And I'm willing to believe that there might be something there that maybe I'm just not seeing, but I also don't want to take the time to discover it.
Yeah.
I can't. I just don't want to.
I gave it like 2 starts, I think. And I kind of wanted... the first one, I tried to grind because I had watched the thing, and I like died. Maybe I gave it like 3 starts, and I tried to grind again, and I died. And then I just kind of tried to wander around just to see more of the map, and everything kind of looks the same.
Yeah, it's like the map is like 25 squares, so it's a 5x5 grid.
Yeah.
With no edges, so if you get to it just moves you over. But
do you go from this side to this side?
Like right to the left?
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man? Okay.
Oh my goodness. That would confuse me if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, no. Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our misery.
Bottom.
This seems really common. Like, if you want just the cartridge, it's $8. A lot of these have been $8.
Yeah.
Complete is $26. This might be the lowest cost one for brand new. It's $98.
It's like buying a regular video game nowadays.
Yeah.
Where was this on your guys' list? This was like the bottom.
Bottom. Low. I don't know if it's the worst, but it's definitely in contention.
Yeah, definitely 8 or 9.
It's not good. Just play Zelda blindfolded. It'll be better. It'll look better too. Okay. Next one. Almost the newest game on the list, but not quite. We have Where's Waldo, put out by THQ in 1991. Oh, jeez.
Where's Waldo? Main story, 16 minutes?
That sounds...
Which doesn't make sense. What is 900 seconds? Because that's what the easy mode was.
Yeah.
15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, so that makes sense. And then I assume 1 hour means they played through all the different modes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's not really anything that you can like collect or do any extra. It's literally find Waldo.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Well, most of the
games
are.
It's Where's Waldo with NES graphics, which if you can just imagine that, well, that's.
And then if you're like us playing on a handheld.
Yeah.
Oh, I was playing on a big screen.
and like, I'm curious, Steve, because her and I both noticed something, but like, you know, kind of like a controller. When you were trying to move the little like square cursor around to find Waldo, was it hard to get it to be like where you wanted it? Like, it would go further than I wanted to. I had to like move it around to get it lined up correctly with where I knew Waldo was now.
Yeah. So if Waldo is here and you had like the square thing, and like sometimes you'd be like this far in it, then you'd go like over here, and then you have to like go around, so he would like be somewhat in it. So I played it on easy mode and normal mode. I watched it on hard mode, and on easy mode it's interesting because I first watched it on hard mode, and it seems like the difference between the modes are how much time you get, and then also on easy mode, he was always looks like Waldo. But apparently on the hard mode, and maybe it was just this person's graphics, but he was different colors.
Great.
Yeah, so easy mode, he's always red and white. The normal mode or whatever it was called, it was red and white or green and red, I believe. Green and white or green and red. He had 2 colors that he could be. And then the hard mode, there was like, I think 4 or 5 different outfits that he could be wearing. So you basically just had to look for his hat.
Yeah.
Because he always wore the hat. But
God.
Yeah.
That's like the thing that Waldo's most recognizable by. That'd be like if they had a Where's Mickey game. Oh, but this time he's a dog. What? What are you talking about?
And there was different... So it wasn't just like picture book either. There were different levels that you had to walk through or walk to on a main map. And those took time.
Yeah, I was going to say that counted down.
And you did not walk to them. He walked himself.
Yeah.
So like... It literally starts the game with your time ticking.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, can we get to the game? And then you get to the main level or the main map, and he's right next to that goddamn train, and he goes
all the way
around it.
Yeah.
What a dick.
But I think the train, what was it? The train, the forest, the city. Was there one more that was a regular Where's Waldo?
I think there was, but I didn't get to it because I couldn't get past the slot machine.
I didn't get to the slot machine. I got to the
slot machine is the
whatever.
launch, I think, and then the moon is just you go to the moon, you win.
Wow.
But yeah, and then there were other games. The cave was he would randomly he was always in the same spot, at least in the easy one.
No, I played on easy, and he was moving around on me.
Well, he'd always start in the same spot.
Nope.
I don't know. But,
I think you get different routes. Sorry about what's going on.
So, but you find him, And then you have a blank square and a square with what looks like an hourglass.
Yeah.
You go to the hourglass, that could either give you 100 seconds or take away 100 seconds.
Yep.
I couldn't find any rhyme or reason when I was watching the person on the hard mode. I didn't understand if there was a rhyme or reason. It's just sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yep.
And in the hard mode, when you start with, like, the easy mode, you start with 900 seconds. I think the hard mode, you start with 300 seconds.
That's just him walking around the train.
So you... 10 seconds. From... but yeah. When you start with, like, 300 seconds...
Yeah.
Or something like that, losing 100 seconds is huge in this game.
That's insane.
When it's like... I would say the cave is slightly halfway, just before halfway.
I think it's the third. I think it actually might be.
Level.
Or do you do the city and then the cave?
I think you do the cave and then the city.
So you do the train, the forest, the cave, the city,
Subway.
I don't know. The subway map is randomized, and one of my playthroughs, there was no way out of the start. Like, every single direction I went, it would just put me back at the start.
Well, did you know you can change the...
No.
You change them?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You can... So
How do you
one of
make
the
it happen?
buttons... So, obviously, one of the buttons goes.
Yeah.
One of the buttons, you can point at it and rotate the...
I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
No wonder I can never beat that dumb thing.
Yeah, it's like, I'm stuck here.
I still didn't beat it.
Yeah. I just kept... Well, and then, like, I didn't realize that... Because, like, there's Waldo, and there's his glasses, and then there's a bad guy.
Right.
If you run into the bad guy, he takes away time.
Right.
And, like... But,
you don't lose. He just takes away time.
Yeah.
Because you can get out of there.
Yeah. Well, every time I ran into him, I lost because I was so low on time that he took it away.
Well, like,
it takes away fast.
Yeah, when I did, because I didn't realize you could rotate them, like, I, like, just made it so that it, like, moved around enough that I would run into him and then just killed myself, basically. But yeah, and then, like, after the subway, I think
there's one more level and then the launch sequence.
Yeah.
But
there's a circus level.
Circus, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I got to the launch and I was done after. Like, I tried it a few times and
yeah, it's just a slot machine.
Yeah, it's a slot machine, and the 3 different slots move at different paces. So, like, the middle one moves really fast, the left one moves kind of at a normal pace, and then the right one moves super slow.
And if you mess up, it's an auto loss.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't... Well, yeah, I think it's an auto loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the closest I ever got was I made it to the arrow. I got Waldo, and I made it to the arrow on the subway, but I made it to the arrow and not the blank space before the arrow. So I was like, not at the end, but I was at the end, and I was like, and I made it to the subway a few times and lost, and I was like, game's not for me.
No, it's for everybody.
It has, like, no replayability. I think once you because I know Waldo changes.
Yeah, he changes. So,
but that's not that.
If you wanna find Waldo, buy the books.
Yeah, buy the book, and I know that he doesn't change in that either. But once you found him, just put the book on your shelf for like 5 years, and then come back to it. You won't remember anyway. So it's better than this. It's way better than this. But if you want to buy it, you can get the cartridge for $9. You can get it complete for $44, or if you want it brand new, it's $177. Buy all the Waldo books. Don't do this.
Not mentioned. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but this is made by an amazing studio.
Oh,
by the way, do you know who made Where's Waldo?
Yes,
Bethesda.
That hurts my soul. Well, you know, when you think about it, this is basically Skyrim.
I mean, the faces look like, the Morrowind people.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So, Jesus. What I hope is, like, this is like a tryout project, and they just want to see if someone could program, and if they could, then they'd, like, hire him on to be, like, an intern. And they turned in this, and they're like, I guess we could publish that. That's my thought. I hope that's what it is.
I would assume this only sold because when I was a kid, I bought, like, all the books.
Yeah.
Waldo was a thing in my house.
Yeah.
This was never a thing.
No, it shouldn't have been.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I would have rather them taking a picture of the paper. That would have been better graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh god, wait.
One of the bottom. It wasn't unplayable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely beatable.
Yeah, it's in the lower tier, but it's not the bottom. But speaking of the bottom, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends by THQ in 1992. This is the most recent game on this list.
One of my top games.
Was the first level done in Microsoft Paint? Because it looked like it was done in Microsoft Paint.
Skill issue. You didn't even know you could be a squirrel.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter because either way, when you go up in the air and then you come down, it's so goddamn imprecise that you may as well just fucking throw your controller at the screen and yell better luck. This is the most unplayable piece of crap I may have ever played in my goddamn life. I'm so
That's on the top of your list, right?
yeah, that's my favorite one. Actually, I forgot about this when I said that. Deadly Towers is my favorite of these. No, this is the bottom. This is the absolute bottom one for me. Bottom. But if you guys like it, that's fine.
I
support
enjoyed it. It was not as good as Mickey Mouse, but it was
It's not as good as
somewhat
COVID either.
playable. What was difficult was Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's an IP. You could be Bullwinkle and you start as Bullwinkle. And again, you probably need the manual.
Yeah. I ended up looking up the manual on a couple of these games, and this was one of them.
Yeah. So there's nothing that tells you can switch in between the two people in game.
Yeah, I assume like another level would be Rocky.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I assumed as well. So you're Bullwinkle and you have jump, you have throw a bomb, and you have charge with your horns down. And you charge with your horns down, you hit, what's his name, Boris?
Yeah.
And Boris was trying to throw bombs at you. When you tried to throw a bomb at him, he would always dodge it.
I somehow managed to hit him one time, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah. But even if you do kill him, he comes back.
Yeah.
You have to hit him like so many times with whatever. Like when you charge him, it's like you're running into him going bam, 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 and finally he disappears, and then he's there when you move a screen over, basically.
Yeah. So I found that it was just easier because I didn't realize he could be the squirrel until I got to a point where you could not go any further as Bullwinkle. So you go to the first level, you just run past him. As you just jump over him, you run past him. There was a part where you had to go up these mountains and 2 bombs would drop.
Yeah.
And that was ridiculous. But you eventually made it through that first part. I'm going to say first part because when you start this, it says level 1.
Yeah.
But as far as I never got to a screen that told me I was on level 2.
Yeah.
And I made it through like 3 or 4 sections of the game.
Yeah, this was one of the ones I didn't get a chance to look up a video on, but yeah, it's weird because before we talked about switching for Rocky, I also assumed it was just a different level that you played as Rocky. And then I played it a couple times and enjoyed it the first couple times. I didn't get very far in it, but I did enjoy it. And then after I found out we could switch, we talked and we found out we could switch. I also looked at the manual. I became worse at the game. I don't know how, but I suddenly couldn't charge with Bullwinkle anymore.
What?
And I'm like, how do I do this without charging?
You just push a button and you...
I know, and it wasn't working for me. It would just have me bend over to pick up a bomb on the ground.
Oh, maybe you were just there at the bottom. Because you have to remember,
Yeah.
NES has 2 buttons.
Yeah.
Select and start.
Yeah.
And so... Well, no, 2 buttons. Select and
Sorry, I was like, oh,
yeah.
you've been playing this game's really weird. I don't know.
So you were probably just next to the...
and I thought that was the case, so I tried where there wasn't a bomb, and it still was just bending over. And I'm like, move.
I don't know. That's weird to me. I don't understand
Yeah,
that.
so the first level, normal Mario type level, go through, you avoid Boris. Second level was stairs and platforms. Bullwinkle could just not jump to
Yeah.
that next platform. You had to go up the stairs. When you found out that you could be the squirrel, Rocky, you just fly up to the top. Now, the issue was with Rocky is he wouldn't walk up the stairs. He would just stand on the stairs. And so you had to then switch to Bullwinkle to like walk up the stairs to trigger the next level. I felt like level 2 was significantly easier than level 1. Then level 3, Boris was on the roof type thing, and you had to go over logs that were coming through, and there were saws. As you jumped, your direction would change. So you had to like push backwards to go forwards. Once you figured that out, it was pretty easy. And then you got to some power line level. So mind you, I beat all 3 of those sections not knowing Rocky was a thing.
Yeah. I don't know how you did this.
And I got to the power line level, and I made it like 3 or 4 things in, and there was nothing. Bullwinkle couldn't jump anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just sat there, like bewildered, like, did I make it so far into this game that nobody's made it to? And the developers thought, oh, no one will know. This is the end of the game. So I had to go look up a tutorial, and I saw that you had to be Rocky to land on this tiny little blip that probably had like a pixel on each side that you could land on.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you jump with Rocky, he would glide. And so I would overshoot it and then like try to go back and like, not make it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that game.
Yeah, I couldn't get a handle on the jumping on this as far as being precision in any way at all. So I couldn't. The thing with this game is it strikes me, it makes me think of like the worst kind of cash grab, because it's an IP that I don't even know if anyone cared about anymore in 92. I barely saw this game play, or that cartoon play in 82. And so I feel like it's a game that, little Timmy's grandma's going to go in and and be like, oh, Timmy likes video games. Oh, look at the Bullwinkle. He probably likes that. I saw that when I was a child. And he gets it and has to play that on Christmas Day, and he kills himself. That's what it felt like to me. But, who is it? THQ? THQ got their money. So screw you, Timmy.
THQ? Is that a movie?
No, that's THX. That doesn't sound.
Okay.
THQ put out a lot of games. Some of them are okay.
Yeah. I thought the graphics were pretty good. The gameplay definitely needed some work.
Yeah.
Work out a few bugs and it'd probably be a decent game.
I saw potential in that one.
It needs to tighten the controls up big time for me. Like, I just can't. All right, well, anyway, if you want this, tell your grandma that she can get the cartridge for $18. She can get it new for $67, or she can get it, or not new, excuse me, complete for $67, or brand new for $262. And then when she buys it for you, send her to Camp Crystal Lake. And tell her when she goes, just hang out, just chill where you're at, don't go anywhere. Spin around in a cabin a few times, because we got Friday the 13th from LJN. This is in 1989. LJN, if you don't know, if we're talking about Nintendo and you hear those 3 numbers, that's scarier than Jason, usually. It's bad.
Oh, to jump back, I never said it. Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, main story, 5 hours, complete. Didn't even have a time.
No one's beating that game.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm the only one who may have positive thoughts about this game, so if you guys want to take it first, that's fine.
Yeah, I will talk about it as long as I played it.
Okay, so your turn home.
So you get in and you choose, like, you're in a map thing and you choose like a starting point, I guess.
You're choosing which counselor you're being, and
okay,
it doesn't tell you, apparently this is a game where you really need the manual in order to be able to play it, but even then, like, watching walkthrough is like, I still couldn't do much in this game. But I guess apparently, like, the different counselors have different skill sets. So, like, there's 3 male counselors and 3 female counselors. There's one that's good at throwing and running and rowing or something, like, and then there's one that's good at running, and then there's one that's, like, not very good at maybe good at throwing, but, like, they basically have different skill sets. So depending on which counselor you're playing as, you can be better at doing different things.
Mine was a male counselor, and he was not good at throwing. So anyways, I have the main story at 1.5 hours, complete 5 hours. I walked one way. I tried to throw at, what were they, zombies?
I don't know.
You know, something that popped up out of the ground.
They were not in any of the Friday the 13th movies.
And you threw a rock, and if you were far enough away, it would hit them. If they were middle range, you would throw over their head, I assume. It looked like it went through their head.
It would like just go in an arc like right over them.
And then if you're close, you had to like really spam the rock, because once it got to the closeness, you had to like hit him every single time, and then he would disappear like right in front of you.
Yeah.
I swear. You would walk into cabins, and it would be a whole. So you were. It was like a side scroller, and then there were also like paths to go up to a different area and also be a side scroller. But once you got to inside a cabin, it was like those old computer
dungeon
games.
crawler.
Dungeon crawlers, and you'd have to look at the certain walls and stuff.
It wasn't as clear as most dungeon crawlers were, though.
Yeah.
No, every wall looked the same. A lot of the cabins to me were empty.
I guess, like, I don't know if all the cabins did, but like some of the cabins have a fireplace, and you're supposed to
Had a
have.
fireplace, and I had a lighter.
That's how you conjure his mother.
You can find items that, I don't know if they're random or if there's conditions. Like there's notes that you can find, and there's even other weapons that you can get. You can. I don't think I haven't seen all the Friday the 13th movies, but I'm pretty sure you never fight his mom's flying head in a cave. That's something you can do. So let me say this. This is not a good game, first off. But here's what I think happened, and here's why I have a little bit of respect for this one. We're talking about an NES game, okay? An NES game where you have 6 characters that all exist on the map at the same time, all with different stats. There's weapons you can get. There's a world map that you can travel. You have an enemy that's pursuing you all over the place and is always at the map somewhere at every time. So the game is tracking him, even if you're not sure where he's at. He seems random to you, but he's not actually. You have people that you can rescue, although you don't have to rescue all of them. You can go through and only one of the tied up kids, which by the way, Jason doesn't go around tying people up. That's not his thing. But only one of them has to survive. Only one counselor has to survive. But this game seemed just overly ambitious. Like they were trying to pull a PS2 complexity on an NES, and you couldn't do it. I think for what they were trying to do, it turned out probably about as well as it could have, but they should have scaled this back a bit. But I was thinking, because we're going to talk later about if we remake any of these games.
I never saw Jason.
And oh, dude, he's really, really hard. But if you are one of the stronger counselors and you have a pitchfork or like there's some other weapon, you can defeat him, and you have to defeat him 3 times to beat the game. If you just throw rocks, that's going to take you all day if you can even beat them all. When I was thinking about redoing this, I remembered that there was a, not super recent now, but within the last decade, Friday the 13th game. The difference was that it was all, or one versus many, so it was all online, and then several people played the counselors, and one person was Jason. But it was kind of like this. You're going from like cabin to cabin, and you're trying to find ways to fight Jason. You could set traps for in that game. You could travel across the lake. I'm like, dude, this isn't multiplayer, and it doesn't play well, but it's the same game. And they made it in, 1989. That other one I think was 2013 or 15 something. This is super ambitious. It just couldn't. On the NES, it can't be that. It can't be that much, I don't think. Or at least it's extremely hard. And THQ was not going to be the company to pull it off. Or not THQ, LJN, excuse me. Not going to be the company to pull it off. But I think their ideas were cool. And there's moments where I thought the game was cool, and then usually I'd be like, now I'm screwed real fast.
This was the Hydlide, and this one bottom for me. It was definitely a skill issue or the graphics were bad. I never saw Jason, so I don't know. But the graphics were bad. The going through the cabin was annoying.
I figured out how to navigate that. Eventually I was like, okay, I can figure out where I am in this space, but it took some work because it's real weird. It's really, really weird.
Yeah, so I turned it off pretty quick. It was a game that I didn't even really try.
Yeah, I rage quit. I get stuck in the cabins and kind of get myself out of them. And
Ladies and gentlemen, in the Dave Olympics, I would like to present you with our silver medal winner. That would be my second place game, Friday the 13th. Ambition, if I can get past the jank, which maybe I can't, but I'm willing to maybe try, not as much as I'm willing to try Deadly Towers again, but I'm willing to try it. I think it's possible, and I think if I can get past the jank, there's a game that I can at least say, wow, that was kind of cool there. Anyway.
How much did it cost?
Let's find out. So if you want just the cartridge, it's $16. If you'd like it complete, it's $99. Oh boy, here we go. If you would like it brand new, it's $400. This is the second most expensive game on our list today for brand new. So
that's so interesting. There are 9 games on this list, right? Yeah. And 2 of them aren't like main IPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of IP. Speaking of which, guys, do you mind if I start this one?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
The final one we have is the Uncanny X-Men, again by LJN in 1989. Okay. I'm a huge X-Men fan. Now, I'm not up to date on the comic books because comic books have just gotten kind of weird, but I love the X-Men just as a concept. I love images of the X-Men. I love thinking about the old X-Men stories, and especially during the time when this game came out, I was obsessed. Like, this was like a hyper-fixation for me. The X-Men. You could have crapped out an X-Men themed piece of shit, and while I wouldn't want to play with it, I would
That's
say,
what this is.
I gotta,
Yep.
you're not wrong. I would say we gotta take a picture of that, because that's an
Yeah.
X-Men themed piece of shit. I think I see Psylocke's face in there. You could have put X-Men on anything. X-Men cereal, even after I'd been burned by 3 C3PO cereal and Donkey Kong cereal and Nintendo cereal. Yeah, I would try again and get X-Men cereal, even though it'd be absolute total shit. So LJN, and I put it, you just published this, and you know what? The developers, no one fucking knows who they are because they're not going to own this thing. I'm not even joking. No one knows who developed this game, and no one's going to claim it. How do you take what, in my opinion, especially at that time, was probably the greatest goddamn IP we have in these United States of America, if not the world, and you put out this piece of crap where the X-Men are barely recognizable. They're fighting their worst enemies, a tire, some small tanks, the centipede from the game Centipede. What the fuck is that? Where are the goddamn Marauders? Where Sentinels, just make them a little bigger than they are because they don't have to be giant. Just give me something that looks kind of like a Sentinel and I'd be fucking thrilled. Then they're not balanced. Colossus, you may as well just fucking throw yourself into the enemies and die. There are levels you cannot. There's levels you can't beat if Nightcrawler's not in your team. You need Nightcrawler. So if you want to play as someone else, fuck you. You got to be Nightcrawler. I hope you like it because he can't take a single goddamn hit. He's a little weak bitch, and like he shouldn't be that because he's goddamn Nightcrawler. He should be kind of cool, right? Colossus should be invincible. Okay, like, what this game is to the X-Men comics is what the sitcom Joey was to Friends. Like, it's something we should leave in the past. That should be forgotten. No one liked it. No one wants to talk about it. No one should ever think about this. Marvel should have stopped making the comic after this came out because this is a permanent stain on their goddamn record no matter what the fuck else they did. This is so much worse than the Spider-Man Clone Wars. It's goddamn... It's so shitty, and they took this thing that I love, and they made it not even the piece of shit I was talking about earlier. They took the sewer system, they dumped it on the sidewalk, and this is the piece of shit down in the goddamn fucking middle of it. The worst deep down pile of shit. You have to go through so much more shitty games to get to this game, which is the king shit of them all. It's a goddamn piece of crap. And my friend... Thank God I didn't buy this. My friend who got a game every week, he brought this over and he put this in. He's like, oh, we can play X-Men. And he didn't tell me, okay? So my friend...
You played it on the actual NES.
So no one told me this game was going to be this way. And it sucks. Fucking throw it in the trash. If you see it, buy it and then throw it in an incinerator. Burn this game from the memory of humanity. Go hack websites, delete that shit. Get rid of find every magazine where this is advertised, tear that page out, burn it. Erase this from history. I'm sorry, I don't believe in erasing history in general, but this this is a reason the aliens should come and end us. This fucking game. Fuck this game for ruining what they could have made a mediocre game, and I would have loved it because it'd be X-Men. And they made this hunk of plastic and electronic garbage. Oh my god, I would rather shove a pine cone in my urethra than play this fucking game again, and it just gets me mad. It's not even because the game's so bad. The game is bad, but it's because they did that to the X-Men. Oh my god. If I ever find those developers, it's going to be some pine cone urethra action, and it's going to be serious. I'm not even... Fuck this. Did you guys have any thoughts about this? Because I think I'm...
I was going to say, do you have anything to add?
I think it's one of the top 4. Out of these
Please go on.
But I do agree with some of your points.
Thanks.
It was odd. So all through that ramble, we didn't learn anything about the game.
You don't need to. Yes, you did.
So
you learned it.
You have six characters. You have 3 of them are ranged characters. 3 of them are melee.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Colossus are your melee. Storm, Iceman, and Cyclops are your ranged. You are the size of the tanks. Why? I have no clue. The scaling, I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out, that yes, you're fighting tanks and tires and the leftover turrets from D-Force. And it doesn't make sense. And then, so I played like 1 or 2 of the levels that I don't know if there were like, if they were supposed to be sequenced, because you could choose any level that you wanted to. And I made it very far with one of the pairs, the duos. And I don't know, like I got to like these warpy things and I couldn't get further than that. It would like warp me into a closed area. And I don't know. But I thought the game was playable, but I didn't really see an end to them. And I thought it was awkward that you could make it so far into a level and then die. And then instead of, like when you play Ninja Turtles, you could continue with a different character. This one, you could continue with a different character, but you started all the way back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I didn't try. So Vinny tried this game, and he had like 2 melee characters at once and maybe 2 shooting characters at once. But your computer partner was an idiot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know where to go. So I never tried it with 2-player. I don't know if you guys tried it.
No, I didn't.
With 2-player, maybe it would have been
worse.
Slightly better, but I don't know. But
I feel like that would have been.
You had stats that you could see in this when you picked your characters. You might as well just throw those out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those didn't mean a thing. No life totals on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you could be hit once or 1,000 times, no rhyme or reason. There was a wall that closed and opened. Apparently that was a god, because you touched it once and you just died.
Yeah, and it was like it's isometric sort of, right? And like you'd think like you'd only get squished if you were in the path of where the floor is. Like no, if the top of that door intersects with your body when you're walking past it, like it still gets you.
It could be fully closed and you bounce off of it, you just died. There were times where it was a red level that had red tiles. And sometimes you could go over the tiles, sometimes you couldn't. And then there was like electricity, so that got confusing, like where you could and could not go. The sprites look nothing like X-Men.
No.
Yeah.
You have to really use your imagination.
The tanks look like tanks. And those were just like a block.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It was bad, but it was playable in a way, to me at least, where Hydlide and Friday the 13th were not playable for me at all.
Yeah, I struggled with this one a lot. I didn't realize that you select the different like modes or the different levels. So like I thought it was just
So you almost didn't make it off the start screen.
Yeah, like I got like it like starts you off on practice, so I'm like, okay, we'll do, like, I figured it's like, okay, you do the practice, that's the first level.
Oh, you had to get past the practice.
Yeah, and so then I'm like, so I'm playing the practice for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like,
You got a lot of practice.
Like, and so like I finally, so by the time I realized I could do, you select the different levels, I was already really bad at the game. And so
Could you get out of practice?
Not without resetting the game.
I had to reset the game.
Yeah.
Also, there's, I don't remember what number, whatever the last level is, you have to, okay, I'm not sure if it was confusing how I found this out, but at the end of each level you beat, it gives you a code, and
They're like this
you
long.
supposedly need to do something with that code to open the last level, but you don't know that in any way, except for that it's written on the cartridge that you will need these codes. But then it doesn't tell you what order or exactly how to use them. So the way people got it is either blind luck or they called the LJN helpline. That's how people beat this game. Fantastic.
The codes were literally the whole screen.
Yeah. I don't know because I never beat a level.
Well, no, it like popped up to try to put in a code or whatever.
Yeah.
Main story 2 hours, complete 5.5 hours.
Okay. Wow. I can't imagine doing this for 5
I don't know
hours.
how you even complete a level. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was no instruction
Yeah.
in the game.
This weirdly just went right. It's not actually at the bottom of my list in terms of playability. It just makes me mad because it's X-Men and they did this. But like it's like the third worst. Like I put Rocky and Bullwinkle and Hydlide below it, but it makes me more mad than any of the other ones do.
Really?
I think it's because it's such a
Classic IP.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good IPs in here.
Yeah.
But that one, you would think
It has the most potential to being relatable to video game.
Well, what's funny is before this list, I had not played any of these games, except I had downloaded this game because it was an X-Men game.
Yeah.
Right.
I went on the site and I saw X-Men, and I thought it was a different X-Men game, but it was this one.
Yeah.
Little did I know it'd come back to haunt me. But good news is we're through with these,
Yeah.
right? Oh, almost.
Let me tell you how much it costs. So if you want this game, do what I told you. Buy it. But if you want it, $16 for the cartridge. If you want it complete, $90. If you want it brand new, $261. Just go buy the comic books, man. For God's sake, just do anything.
Watch
else.
the movies.
Watch the
Get a
cartoon.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yes.
Go play a more recent game.
You know, if you want like a kind of top-down-ish X-Men game where you have a team and they use their powers, get the X-Men Legends game that came out on like the PS2 and Xbox. Those are fantastic. Those are really good. This is like if those games are like Leonardo da Vinci's art, like this game is what like kids when they're 3 draw and you have to put it up on your refrigerator. It's like it's that night and day difference in quality. Like get those instead. Are we done with this stuff?
Good news.
We're done with that. Okay, I know that's kind of a long one, guys, but we had 9 games. For this next one, we pulled the best rated PlayStation games, and we decided to go ahead and do it from a list of 10 instead of 9 because I don't know, one more good game. Why
Well,
not?
there's a reason. So we went off of Metacritic, and there was a choice between the critics and the player rated, and we purposely did the player rated because players are smarter than the critics. I think viewers are smarter than critics in movies too. My dad and I would always have a joke that if the movie had 1 or 2 thumbs down, it was probably a good movie, and if it had 2 thumbs up, it was a bad movie.
Yeah.
So we looked at both, and we felt that the players one more represented what we thought the best games of the PlayStation were.
And like there's a few of them that the reason why we went with 10 instead of 9 is because there was
3 that were
there was 3,
8.8s.
yeah, and so depending on when we looked at it, the 9th one was sometimes a different game.
Yeah. So it could change when you look at it. You may not see this exact same list because we would hit refresh and see a little bit different towards the end of the list. So here's the list we came up with. I'm not going to describe them because you probably know these.
These are in order, though. Of
what they showed up. So we have Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Xenogears, Resident Evil 2, Suikoden 2, Crash Bandicoot Warped, Tekken 3, Final Fantasy 7, Silent Hill, and Final Fantasy 9. So those are the ones we have to choose here. We're going to each put a little bit of a vote behind one to give it a better chance of coming up in the randomization. We have Vinny is over here. He wasn't here for my X-Men rant. Vinny, which of these games do you think we should cover next?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear, okay.
And there's a reason behind it, right? He's one of your favorite characters in Smash.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. All right. Hilary, what game are you voting for?
I'm going to vote for Suikoden 2.
It's a great game.
Why is that?
I really enjoyed the Suikoden games. I don't remember if 2 was one that I got far in or not, so I'd just like to revisit it.
See?
So it's interesting because I have, the top games I've played. I've beaten from start to finish 3 of those RPGs. So I am going to put my vote into a game that I haven't given, I don't think, any time to, which probably blasphemous for some of the people out here. Is it Xenogears?
Xenogears, yep. All right, Xenogears, that's fair. I wrote Zebo Gears, and now it became Denigrate. So, I love autocorrect and weird game names. So for my pick, I really was debating a lot during playing these 9 Nintendo games, and I got really mad, as you might tell, and I punched a hole in the wall because I was so mad. And then having gotten my rage out, I felt like I had been depleted of the nutrients given to me by good games. And so I reached into that hole because I saw something. I pulled it out, and it was a complete piping hot roasted chicken. And that told me all I needed to know, because I knew that you could only get that in a Castlevania game. Roasted chicken from a wall, you don't see that most places. Castlevania. And Castlevania needs a redemption. So while I eat my chicken, because I can't eat it all in one sitting, I'm going to vote for Castlevania Symphony of the Night and hopefully get that, because it's fantastic. And I'm going to patch that wall. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh boy, this is going to be someone's pick. So, the game we're going to be playing. In this 1999 RPG sequel from Konami, you return to a war-torn land where you must gather an army of 108 characters, some powerful, some weird, and all are oddly recruitable. We're going to be playing Suikoden 2. I don't think we're going to beat it in that time.
That's only like 30 hours. You can do it.
Maybe. We'll see.
I've already beaten it. I will play it just as a refresher.
It is so much better.
It is one of the games that I've beaten.
Yeah.
It is also probably the most expensive game on that list. So I'm excited to see what those numbers are as well.
All right.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Suikoden 2 is also a one-disc game, as I think Xenogears and Final Fantasy 7 was a multi-disc game.
Yeah.
So I don't have to figure that out yet.
Yeah, that's cool. I was actually thinking of it recently. I was like, I should go back and play the first Suikoden, but I mean, this is just as good. So that's perfect for me.
And we are going to play Suikoden 2 on the PlayStation port, not the re-released one. Yeah. Because we want to get all those crunchy details.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I don't have. Do you have the re-release?
Yeah, I've beaten it.
Okay. Well, let us know when we talk about it if there's what differences we have, because I don't really know. So, okay, so that's what we're going to be playing. Let's figure out what kind of game we're going to be choosing the next time we have a podcast. Okay, so for our first category,
Game Gear.
Oh God! All right,
we don't have enough batteries for that.
Well, the world doesn't. We'll see if we have a type of game that is even represented. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Okay, let's see what category we're going with.
Platform.
Okay. That we can do. Platforming games on the Game Gear. We're going to find some of those.
Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3.
Yep, and there's probably others, I assume. But yeah.
Mega Man.
So that's what we're going to be covering. And gosh, this has been a long one. So I'm just going to go and say, catch us next time. Listen, rate us, tell your friends, and goodbye.
Bye.
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 The crew should really thank me for the parts I edit out.
So that was our new segment, Torso Talk with Steve. We'll revisit next week, see if anything's changed.
We'll put our stats in the beginning, like...
Oh,
we should have done that.